I made my own Valorant map for two reasons. One, I had fun doing the whole Icebox redesign, and two, I want to make it into Riot Games someday to design like, unforgettable maps for Valorant. So, what better way to show that than to make my own map called Factory? When coming up with ideas for Factory, I had to think hard because each map in Valorant is unique in its own way. Like Ascent has the doors, Fracture has defenders in the middle, surrounded by attackers with four choke points, and then Bind has teleporters. So I did a bunch of research by taking my own ideas, aspects from other Valorant maps, and aspects from similar games, one being Nuke from Counter-Strike. It had this element where there was a bomb site above ground and one below ground. I found that to be really interesting and cool, and wanted to incorporate it into Valorant. The only problem is that the bomb sites in Nuke are on top of each other, which would be pretty game breaking in Valorant. Because imagine you brimstone A, you'd be hitting B at the same time. Also, it'd be harder to smoke since you can't really smoke underground unless you're Omen or Astra, where you can properly place your smokes. So I had to figure out an idea or a way to make the map work properly for with like each ability. After brainstorming, I thought about adding a story element to Factory since each map in Valorant contains a story, and I personally enjoy the story slash lore of the game itself. Without getting too in depth of the story of Valorant, I will briefly cover it. Pretty much there are two Earths in Valorant, one Alpha and the other one Omega. Alpha is like the real one, like the real Earth, and Omega is pretty much a clone of that Earth. Each planet, like each Earth, has this like resource called Radianite that can pretty much power anything, like even people. That would give them powers similar to like Phoenix and Jet. Alpha and Omega each have different companies that distribute this new resource. Alpha's is known as Kingdom Corporation, while Omega's is known as Kingdom Industries. The problem is that Radianite on Omega is depleting, so Kingdom Industries sent agents to Alpha to plant a thing called a spike that takes Radianite and sends it to Omega. When a spike goes off, though, it causes catastrophic events, which pretty much is leading to a war between Alpha and Omega. So for my map factory, it would take place on Alpha. No location at the moment, but it's where Kingdom Corporation refined and produced Radianite. Kingdom Industries, though, find out about this and sends their agents to steal that Radianite. This then makes agents from Omega the attackers in a situation, and agents from Alpha are the defenders. And just to clarify, the agents from like Alpha or like Jet, Phoenix, Viper, stuff like that are each have an Omega clone, pretty much like a evil clone, pretty much from Omega. So Omega is the bad guys in the story. Now I will discuss the hand-drawn sketch for Factory, which I separate into three different areas. The first area being outside, which consists of attacker spawn and all of the lane that links all the way to A. So I'll be outside. And the second area being inside the factory itself, will consist of mid and defender spawn, and this little segment right here. And then the last area will be underground, which will consist of all of B site and this segment right here. If you can tell, I made a lot of changes because there's a lot of like smudge marks and stuff like that. So I will talk more about the layout of factory and the digital version I made, which is a lot cleaner and easier to see. But overall, this is the hand-drawn version of factory that I was going for. And yeah, with that being said, I'll move on to the digital version. Here I have the digital sketch, which is a carbon copy of the hand-drawn sketch that I did prior. The only difference, like I said, that's cleaned up and it's easier to follow. And when using this digital sketch to create the blackout version in Unreal Engine, I made a few changes and created an updated digital sketch, which I'll show right now, which is right here. And you can tell I made the main changes I did to it were to B and like parts of mid that changed up. And I'll get into detail about those as I discuss this current layout right now. And I'll start with attacker spawn. So attacker spawn, I wanted to feel like it's like a helipad right here, and the attackers are coming from like a plane or something like that, and then they have these three options to pick from. And I'll talk about the lane that goes towards A first. So the barriers start for attackers right here, and while defenders start the defenders barriers start right here, which is represented by a blue line. And the first engagement will probably be like around this area right here, and attackers are given the two box like height crate. It's a long crate, which is like it can only be accessed by like jets, rays, omens, any agent with verticality pretty much can get up here. And then we have one box right here. It's that's not bangable, and any like, agent can get up here because since there's a small box right next to it, they could just jump on that small box and get into the bigger box. And as we get deeper into the into A, we have this little divot that defenders can hide in and then get different angle. And then as we get into A site, we have this stack right here, one box and a double stack right behind it, which is similar to the boxes on Ascent that you see outside of A on the right side. And we have this we have another like a sharp angle right next like right across from it where players can get a crossfire. And as we get deeper in the site, we have the plant zone, which is pretty like small in comparison to other ones, but I feel like it's pretty good, and it could change in the future by extending it to like this area right here, possibly. But for right now, this is what it is, and I have like the default plant being like right here, behind this box right here that's not bangable. You can't shoot through this, and it's only one box, so you probably see over it like a little bit if you get an angle. And you have this dark green wall, which is it's just a short wall. It's like a low wall that you get like peek over from the stairs that are right here, and the small boxes that are right next to it. You can peek over and probably even possibly jump on top of. And the last thing we have inside A is this little small yellow box that you can use to get different like angle to peek over, possibly this box right here, or just to hold a certain angle from main. And now we get to mid. The barrier starts for attackers from mid is right here, while for defenders it starts here, here, and here. And well, I'll go back to the old digital sketch that I did before for mid, and you gotta tell I took away this box right here. I felt that was like it wasn't needed really. It was unnecessary, and I made mid so like, instead of having these two angles like this angle right here and right here, I felt that was like a little weird and it make too much sense and it's possibly too much. Like, imagine just like trying to like like even like the smoking. Like, would you smoke this, smoke that, and then it'd be weird. So I just made it like one entrance that you come out of like for defenders. So like, if you want to like just push mid and you just like smoke here and here and possibly just right there. If you want to do a push, if you want to do a push towards A, you just do like just be like smokes like possibly like right here and here somewhere. That was the sense of it. And this right here, the orange part is just a platform that you can just walk up. It's like a platform on an icebox that you just have a ramp that goes to it, and you can just peek, and you can hold like a line. You hold like the line, you hold the line first to this area here, and then the red represents as an orb, an old orb, and also have the double stack boxes right here. That's bang. This is right here, but this one right here is bangable. You can shoot through this one right here, and the main like thought process for mid was that like you can like go from different like this different sites how it is in the Ascent pretty much. Like you take mid, you can go to either side. So like my thought process was like that. You take mid, you could do like a B split. It's B's right here. You take B, you do like a Viper roll like this, like a Viper roll like that, cuts off all the angles, and then you can just do rush. You can just rush all the way down here, down the stairs, and pick either way. And while you have other people going to B main through these stairs, going right to site, and just join together. That's the that was the thought process for that for mid. And same thing goes to right. Like you can just like do a wall or like smokes like here, and just go straight to A. And while you have people going A main and you link up together at A, doing like these good splits. So I think mid really allows for like good splits, which should be pretty cool to see. And really allows like util to be used because mainly when for like util for this old one it'd be kind of weird. I feel like in my opinion. And I wanted to simplify it pretty much. I thought it was it was pretty much just too complex in a way. And now we get towards B. So B, the barriers start right here for attackers, and for defenders it starts right here. So the first engagement will be around this area for his orb. And we have another double stack box right here that's bangable. You can shoot this one. And when you look up from the old B is like I had too much going on right here. I felt like I had this box right here that was half bangable, half not bangable. and then like there's like this whole back site right here, back hall area with like block and like there's a lot of places for defenders to hide. They hide here, hide back here, hide behind this. It's like they can't even get shot from there. This was not bangable. Can't you couldn't shoot through this, and like also like hide over here, like outside of B, here. There's a lot of hidey angles you can hide at. So I simplified it pretty much. I made it so that you can't really it's not all these places you can hide at. Like it's pretty much like it's similar to Haven where like this part like you have like this part's bangable and then you have this like area here that's like not bangable. So you just like get shot from it back here. But I added this like little like platform back here that you could peek like possibly like I was thinking about you can peek over it like over this, but for now it's just like it's just like lower so you can't at the moment. It might change in the future if I like if I was going through testing and stuff like that, but I just want to keep it like this for now, like lower. And for the plant zone, default plant break around here, pretty much just in front of the non-bangable part of the box. And I have a double stack box right here that you can only like jets and omens can get up top of. And yeah, and the green represents pretty much like the the green box, the green radiant night boxes that you see and like on some maps where the you plant. That was I think I was going for too. And all these lines that you see, these are all all these represent stairs, pretty much. And later on I might show actual like Unreal Engine like blockout. I turn these into like ramps instead of stairs. These two right here. FXB is just like now that I did the whole doing all this different. FXB looks is just cleaner now. Also, I wanted this. I found this to be cool. When I added this like little divot right here. Add to like some like utility usage. Like you could like killjoy. You can killjoy out from here and pretty much get all beast side. It'd be pretty cool. So defenders will need to like defend this area a bit more. And oh, actually, I forgot one thing. Actually, since there's no barrier stopping right here, so the barrier for this area will be like right here. Let's clarify. I just forgot about that one. And yeah, you get killjoy alt here, you can breach out from here. There's a lot of things you can do with this little area right here. And I feel like there's like a lot of opportunities to use util. Also the thing is that this is all on the ground, like also. So this is interesting, and it'd be easier to see how it's on the ground when I show the actual blackout version. But overall, this is the layout that I'm working with for a factory, and it looks to me it looks pretty cool. But other than that, that is the factory layout, and I'll move on to the time lapse for factory. Okay, so now I have the full blockout version of Factory, and I wanted to make it feel like a factory, so I added like the Kingdom logo, and I pretty much closed everything off, added the tower that would look like, and yeah, I just wanted to make it feel like it, even though it's the blackout. And I'll just get right into it and just describe everything like I did for in the digital version, and yeah, it pretty much be brief because everything's pretty much the same how it is in the new digital sketch I showed before. Some of the colors might be different, but that's about it. So we have a Talker spawn and 3 ways to go from, just like helipad, just like same before. And now we'll go towards A, which is like outside. Bear starts here, and this pink uh crate that you can get on top of with your jet or like omen stuff like that. And we have this little box right here you can get up to. Anyone can get up to. So there's like a little yellow box right here, and there's a little divot that you do and get a probably a little little off angle possibly. And I moved the barrier back here for now because I felt like right here, when I was like up here, it was like weird. So the first engagement wouldn't be like here anymore. It possibly okay, that's probably something it probably still be around there or like possibly like right here. Just like a little crowd right there. But I think I would have to test like if I was actually like making this map or like and at Riot, I would have to like test each way. Either way. See which one's better or more preferred. You know, the scent boxes, like I was talking about before, how they're on scent. You see, double stack only like jets can get up here and I feel like get boosted stuff like that. And then the only difference here is that the Planzone it's a little closer to like the doorway, so I could possibly back this up a little bit more. Um, let's back this up a little bit more and make it like better. But for now, it's like okay. But yeah, default plant right here. You can shoot behind this, shoot through it, and yeah, and the little yellow box that can get up here, possibly get like a different height difference, probably see over something like there, and then you have like defender spawn and mid. So if you go through here, it leads all the way down to defender spawn, and then if you go over here, your leads to mid. Has those two like double stacks right here. That's the green boxes you can shoot through, and as we get the mid, you get the orb, and you're given the platform right here. That's somewhere earlier. I take an ice box. You can just take the ramp and get up here. And there's the barrier orb, the yellow boxes that you can get up here to climb up. Uh, You don't want to take the ramp. And over here, small boxes. Actually, I would raise the ceilings here and add like double sector here, so like, even like it allows like for more like util usage. Like imagine like you have like your the ceilings raised up. You have box over here that allowed raise players to, like satchel across better and a lot more verticality and stuff like that. And that's pretty much mid. So you was like as like the way I was talking about is like if you go like attack and you like do like a wall like this, a viper wall like that, and you just push O into B, these downstairs, go fast. I feel like this allows for a lot of fast gameplay, honestly. Like just going through like just doing these splits every time, like to B and stuff. But yeah, we'll go towards B right now, which go down here, or it's like the entrance of B. And it's the orb right here, double stack boxes, present like the things you can shoot through, and that's where the beam, that's where the attackers will come from, down these stairs, and defenders will be right here. Only thing is that in the old digital version, the stairs right here had like a clear line of sight of like the stairs like right here. 'Cause I had them straight on each other, like they both would be facing each other. But I thought that was bad because like if you're right here, you could see like all of like the whole line of B, and you could see someone from like all the way over here, which I thought that was bad because again a long gunfight when coming down the stairs, which is it's not good. I feel like so the first engagement would be like around here, like this area. Now as we're in the B site. Same as in the digital sketch I was talking about, the double stacks are here. You can use the Jamontu, Jet, or Omen. Plant zone, it's the same. The radius is actually like that how the spacing wise, I think it's good, and you can just hide behind this. Pretty much like a house in Haven, you can shoot through it. If it's like that box right there, and you can just peek like that. And this little ramp that I was talking about before, that could be that could be risen up a little bit more, just to see over the box a little bit, which would be pretty cool. You could probably even jump on top of this if that was the case then. But for now, it's just be I might add more to it, and it seems a little bit bare bones, but for now, I think it's pretty straightforward and simple enough for people to understand, and it could be like, if this was in production, it'd be tested, and then things would be added to it throughout if it was it's too simple. And we have this little ramp that leads like behind B, and we have this a little bit of somewhere earlier for killjoy ults, breach ults, and like good all you to like be used right there. And then this leads to the defender spawn. So pretty much that's all of factory. The next step will be if it's actually in production. This next step would be like it would get like certified by like um like the higher ups, something like that. Then it'd be good for testing, ready for testing. And as it needs to be tested, so there'd be changes made while being tested, pretty much. So I feel like that's what would be happening if that was the case. But I'm pretty happy with how it looks right now. I just like how the fact that it just is like for my first like actual Valorant map that had made my own. Like instead of making like a redesign, this is actually the one like I came up with and the idea I had behind it. But I think it's really cool and looks interesting and allows for some cool gameplay that could happen. But with that being said, that's Factory. I hope you enjoyed it. Um, yeah, thank you.